Have you ever made one small mistake, but your mind turned it into a whole story about your worth? One mistake became, I am not good enough. One slow day became, I am falling behind. One failure became, maybe I will never make it. My friend, this is how negative self-talk works. It does not always shout. Sometimes it whispers. And when you hear the same harsh message every day, you may slowly start to believe it. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to Heal and Grow podcast. I'm Mia. In this quiet space, we slow down together, listen to our hearts, and learn how to grow with more kindness, patience, and self-love. Today, let's talk about the quiet voice inside you, the voice that follows you everywhere. Because the way you talk to yourself matters more than you think. It can make your mind feel like a safe home or a difficult place to stay. And today, I want to remind you of one gentle truth. You do not need to hurt yourself in order to grow. You can grow with kindness too. Actually, maybe real growth begins there. Let me ask you something. When you make a mistake, what do you say to yourself? Maybe you do not say anything out loud. You still smile. You still continue your day. But inside you may feel sad, angry, or disappointed in yourself. You may think, I should have done better. You may think, why did I make this mistake? And sometimes, one small mistake can feel very big in your mind. This happens to many of us. We are not always kind to ourselves. And because we have talked to ourselves this way for a long time, we may think it is normal. But just because something feels normal does not mean it is true. In psychology, there is an idea called the mere exposure effect. It means when we hear or see something many times, it becomes familiar to us. And when something feels familiar, we may start to believe it. So if you tell yourself again and again, I am not good enough, your mind may slowly believe it. Not because it is true, but because you have heard it many times. This is why self-talk is important. The words you say to yourself can shape the way you see yourself. If your words are always harsh, you may feel small, tired, and afraid to try again. But if your words become kinder, something slowly changes. You start to see mistakes in a different way. A mistake is not proof that you are bad. It is a chance to learn. Slow progress is not failure. It is still progress. One bad day does not mean you have a bad life. It is only one day. And little by little, when you speak to yourself with more patience, you begin to feel safer inside your own life. My friend, I want you to remember this. One bad moment does not mean you have a bad life. One mistake does not mean you are a failure. One difficult day does not mean your whole journey is broken. But sometimes, when something painful happens, our mind makes the story much bigger than it really is. One mistake becomes, maybe I always fail. One unanswered message becomes, maybe I am not important. One hard day becomes, maybe nothing will get better. And slowly, one small moment starts to feel like the whole truth. But it is not. A moment is not your whole life. A feeling is not the full truth. A bad day is only one page, not the whole book. I think many of us suffer not only because of what happened, but because of the meaning we give to what happened. The problem is not just the mistake. The problem is the story we build around the mistake. When you cook a meal and it becomes too salty, it only means the meal is too salty. It does not mean you cannot cook. It does not mean you will always fail. It only means this time there was too much salt. Next time you can adjust. Life is the same. One mistake is information. It is not a sentence about who you are. So when your inner voice becomes too harsh, please slow down. Do not let it turn one small moment into a big conclusion. Think of your mind like the sky. A negative thought is like a dark cloud. It can make the sky look gray for a while, but it is not the whole sky. The cloud will pass. The sky is still there. In the same way, a painful thought can pass too. It may feel heavy now, but it is not your whole life. And it is not the whole truth about you. You are still bigger than one mistake. You are still bigger than one bad day. You are still bigger than one painful thought. So please do not build your identity from your hardest moments. Learn from them, but do not let them name you. You are allowed to have a bad day and still have a meaningful life. You are allowed to make a mistake and still be a capable person. You are allowed to feel heavy today and still have hope for tomorrow. One bad moment is not the end of your story. It is only one moment. Breathe through it. Learn from it. Let it pass. The sky is still there. And so are you. And maybe this is how we can understand self-talk. Think of yourself like a garden. If a plant is not growing well, shouting at it will not help. Blaming it will not make it stronger. What helps is care, patience, and the right action. Your mind works in a similar way. When you make a mistake, you can still be honest with yourself. You can ask, what went wrong? What can I learn? What can I do better next time? But you do not need to attack yourself to improve. Being kind to yourself does not mean you ignore the problem. It means you solve the problem without destroying your confidence. Maybe one part of your life needs more time. Maybe one habit needs to change. Maybe one mistake is showing you where to grow. That does not mean you are failing. It means you are learning. So when your inner voice becomes too harsh, pause for a moment. Do not ask, what is wrong with me? Ask, what can I learn from this? One mistake should not become a final judgment. It is only feedback. Something did not work this time, and next time you can adjust. That is how healthy growth begins. You do not grow by fighting against yourself. You grow by learning how to support yourself. You improve through small steps, better choices, and kinder thoughts each day. But here is something important, my friend. If you never notice your inner critic, you may slowly start to believe it. The inner critic is the harsh voice inside your mind. It can take one small mistake and make it feel like a big failure. It can take one awkward moment and make you feel like you are not good enough. It can take one piece of feedback and turn it into a reason to doubt yourself. When this happens, that harsh voice can feel like a noisy radio inside you. Maybe the sound is loud. Maybe it repeats the same negative message again and again. Maybe it makes it hard for you to hear anything kind or true about yourself. But a noisy radio is not the whole truth. It is only noise. So before you believe that voice, pause for a moment. Take a breath. Give yourself a little space. You can notice the voice without following it. You can hear the noise without letting it guide your life. Then slowly, choose a clearer voice. A voice that is still honest, but not cruel. A voice that helps you learn, instead of making you feel small. This is how you begin to turn down the noise inside you. Not by attacking yourself, but by choosing a voice that helps you understand, learn, and continue. And once you begin to notice your inner critic, you may also notice another voice beside it, the voice of comparison. This voice is quiet, but it can hurt deeply. It often appears when you look at other people's lives and forget to look gently at your own. It says, they are doing better. They are more confident. They are already there. And you are still here. And slowly, your own life starts to feel small. You forget your progress. You ignore your effort. You feel like you are losing, even when you are actually growing. But comparison does not show you the full truth. It only shows you one small part of someone else's life, and then it makes you judge your whole life from that part. And that is deeply unfair to your heart, because every person is different. Every life has its own timing. Every journey has its own lessons, its own pain, its own quiet battles, and its own slow growth. You may see someone's success, but you may not see the years they spent feeling lost. You may see their confidence, but you may not see the fear they had to walk through. You may see their beautiful result, but you may not see the messy process behind it. So please, do not compare your private journey to someone else's public moment. You are not seeing the full story. You are only seeing one page. And one page is never enough to judge a whole book. A thought can come, but you do not have to follow it. A feeling can appear, but you do not have to build your whole identity around it. You can notice comparison and gently return to yourself. Return to your own path. Return to your own progress. Return to the person you are becoming. Because your life does not need to look like someone else's life to be meaningful. Your growth is still real, even if it is quiet. Your progress is still valuable, even if it is slow. Your journey is still yours, even if no one else can fully see it. Maybe this is where you begin to protect your energy. You still care about what matters, but you stop carrying every opinion, every fear, and every comparison with you. And this is what we call the art of not caring. You still care, but you stop giving your energy to things that only hurt you. You learn what deserves your energy and what does not. Because your time is limited. Your energy is limited. And your mind cannot focus on everything at once. If you spend too much energy on fear, comparison, pressure, and other people's opinions, there will be less space left for peace, growth, and action. And I know this is not easy. It is hard to completely stop caring about what other people think. And you do not have to become cold. You do not have to ignore everything. You do not have to act like nothing matters. The real practice is much gentler than that. It is learning not to let negative thoughts carry you too far. It is learning not to let one opinion, one fear, or one comparison take all your energy. Because when your mind is too full of things that hurt you, it becomes harder to return to yourself. It becomes harder to focus on your own life, your own growth, and your next step. So maybe the goal is not to care less about everything. Maybe the goal is to care more wisely. To give your energy to what helps you grow. To let go of what only makes you feel small. And to come back, again and again, to the life that is truly yours. And science also reminds us of something important. Being too hard on yourself does not help you grow better. It can make growth harder. Your brain learns best when you can stay calm, look at what happened, and understand what to do differently next time. A mistake is not here to destroy you. It is here to give you information. But when you attack yourself, that information becomes covered by shame, guilt, and fear. Instead of learning from the moment, you may start feeling trapped inside it. That is why self-compassion matters. It does not mean you ignore your mistakes. It means you give yourself enough safety to learn from them. You can be honest with yourself without being cruel to yourself. You can take responsibility without turning your own voice into punishment. Because life outside is already hard enough. There will always be pressure, problems, opinions, and difficult days. So please, do not make your inner world even heavier by speaking to yourself like an enemy. Your thoughts matter. The way you speak to yourself matters. Because in many quiet ways, your thoughts become the place where you live every day. If your mind is always full of pressure, judgment, and fear, even a good life can feel heavy. But if you slowly choose kinder thoughts, your life can begin to feel softer, clearer, and more peaceful. So if you can, choose to be a little kinder to yourself today. No matter how heavy this day feels, you are still allowed to begin again. Life outside is already hard enough, so please do not turn your inner world into another place of punishment. You do not have to change everything at once. Just be a little gentler than yesterday. And if this episode spoke to you, you can watch more gentle episodes in the playlist at the end of this video. Maybe the next one is exactly what your heart needs today.